The following is a paid political announcement.
Time to move forward. Queens Bay ready, or district powered. Redford and say we done with this all. January 12th, fire answer the call. Betsy's up steady, TPP in control. 10 chain linking, we defending the blue with our call in mind and the future. De la part, they go put the ladder on the structure. No talk, no drag, no run around plan. We want somebody who deliver, a soldier who stand. Rain or sun, cover up, whether TPP strong, the anchor holds forever.
Yes! The next area representative, Roxborough Argyle. And at this time, I see a warm-up. So we want to continue those warm feelings by inviting a young man to entertain us. Young, powerful fella. Is a Roxborough fella? Young, powerful Roxborough fella. So bring him on, welcome him. Welcome our young Beth. One time.
Let me take you to place I know. Full of magic, full of calypso. Plenty woman, nice and beautiful. This is my
TPP family. Whoa, look the truck, them line upon the road. All the masqueraders all around. This is who. If I go to TPP, we have your flag. We have it. Huh. Say come everybody.
Let me jump and wave and
show them we alive. Say come everybody. Let we fetch right now, cause we in paradise. Come let we start it. Come let we go. I feel the fire. TPP, he took our powers. Whoa, he taking control. And now we ready. So mash again. Pull up. Way. TPP, somebody say yeah. Who we voting for January 12th? Who we voting for? Squeeze the next one time. Whoa, let me see our flag. Wave it. Wave it. Oh lad. Whoa, I've been waiting so long. We ready for election right now. Whoa, so long I've been waiting for election. So long I've been waiting for voting in the polls. So long I've been. Take a jump. 1, 2, 1, 2. Whoa, TPP look we voted. TPP as we. Come bring out the friend and them. We voted up here. TPP as we voted. TPP as we. Whoa. Come bring out the friend and them. Give me a while. Pop it. Jump. There. Whoa. Just put the hands. Pump it up. Pump it to it. Whoa. Listen. It's a kind of feeling when all the rags waving and the whole crowd and everybody dancing. It's a kind of feeling when they punching. Don't get it back a senior. Tell me. Whoa. So when all are coming different, we don't want the bad vibes. Look, if you're sure if you're voting TPP January 12th, I want to see you jumping right now. 1, 2, start to jump. Whoa. See I'm afraid that he's back and all. As we meet the preaching kid, as we meet the whoa, as I see. Let me see a wine. Give me. Pump it to me. Whoa, if you know you're not tired, just put your hands. Whoa, pump it up. Pump it to me, girl. If you know you're not tired, listen. This whole time I've been waiting for TPP to win and then start the white. TPP, the blue party, what, the Ankawi, what going on? Tell me. So when all are coming, We don't want the bad vibes. Say when not the community. All we want. You see them flags? I want to wave it. Give me a wave. Wave it. 1, 2. Wave a flag. 1. See, I'm a friend and them. It's back and all. As we meet the preaching kid. As we meet up. What? As I see. Do so. Pump it up. Pump it up. What? If you know you're not. If you know you're not. What? Pump it up. Pump it up. Pump it up. One time. One time. Stop the jump. Here what? There's a certain TPP ways a blessing is truth. It's truth. Say bam bam boy Lord. Start to jump. Tell me. Say see my ex with and you. Whoa. I feel like she new brand. We inside a session. Party kicking up. She put up she 2-1. Whoa. Run it back on it. You think I get low? Let me hear them. Sing. Did they I started to see my way. See when you hurt. Low. If you shot it, please a blessing. Start to jump. 1, 2. Was a blessing. Whoa. Did they apparently was a blessing. I'm feeling so blessed. Oh yes. So when they leave was a blessing. Let me see a small wine. Give me. I got you go. Like I never happy if my hands up high. How I need low. I got you go. Listen. Hear me. So walk out the gate, all of the good they create. Like I start to elevate, walk out the gate, and no debate. Life gets straight and great like them was the rate. So glad I procrastinate. Watch on me right and the one. I remember the date, not cause I hate. Yes, I stay in another. Sing. The day I started to see when you and went away. Say what I thought. Take a jump, jump, jump. What's up? Was a blessing, I'm feeling so blessed, oh yes. So when you leave was a blessing. Give me a wine again, wrong. Like I never, one time, we're going again. All I want more soca, squeeze. I don't want to know more. Yeah, what? Somebody said TPP right now. Somebody shout out TPP. What? We don't need the fancy stage. What TPP between the fetters? Hands in the sky we bring. Once we between the fetters. What? Boy. You got the night we bring. Tell me, I don't mean to be bossy. They can't party like. Once for my soca day, but for sure actually. Take your party like we. What? Don't matter time or day. We could. Hear me. Oh gosh. Oh ja. TPP had the sweetest woman. Oh man. Alright. What? Oh gosh. Mama. Take it down this how we love it so strong. How we love you. This kind of energy love it today. What's up? You see a rag? Wrap it. One TPP will take the fete. Hands in the sky. Whoa. Once we take the fete. Whoa. They can't deny we be. I don't mean to be bossy. Once on my soca day, we could so much in day. They can't party like we. What? Don't matter time or day. Hear me? What if I bring? We's the baddest thing. What? I could put my head on the blockade. Once we start this thing. What? What's going on? We just never know when. Low. How we done? What's done that we got up in the. Watch out if we end up in the air. Take a jump right now. 1, 2, 1. What's that to me? Hands in it. Once we take the fete. Who boy? they can't deny. I will not mean to be bossy. I will not mean to be bossy. I will not mean to be bossy. What? Not come and so can they. What? No matter time of day. TPP. Somebody say yeah. No, man, if you know, right? My name is Verse. The 2-time soca title champion. But somebody say yeah. Make some noise for the culture right now. Here what's going on? I'm going to sing this song while we meet this year, right? Squeeze. Big up, get back to your right self. Squeeze. Let me go. Whoa. Let me take you to a place I know, full of magic, full of calypso. Pretty woman, nice and beautiful. This is mass. This is mass. Look the chop them line upon the road. All the masqueraders all. This is who we are, it's all we know. It's mass. You see our flags? Wave it! Whoa! Can everybody let me jump and wave and show them we alive. TPP, let me fight right, cause we wave it! Whoa! Come let me start it, come let me go. I feel the fire blow. You see when the chorus reach? I want to see her jumping right now. Whoa! And are we ready? Whoa! Take up the road. Make up the... Cause we born for this. We born for this. We born. Hands in the air. Flags in the air. Say mash up there. Say flat in there. Whoa! Cause we born for this. I see no on the back. I see no on there. Fuck it up. Whoa! Say hands are made. Say right now it. Say come on Larry, show them this is paradise. Say come on Larry, up. Now Larry raise it. Say hands are made. Say right now it. Say come on Larry, show them this is paradise. Say come on Larry, show them why it's paradise. Yeah me. Yeah me. You feeling the vibe now, you feeling the energy. Don't keep it inside, come straight with. What? Let we hold a vibe, let we make a memory. A memory. Hear me? Can't say you don't love this, can't put nothing above this. A feeling of sweetness, nothing to replace it. This place is the greatest, this place is the greatest. Love me too. One more wave, give me one more wave. Come everybody, let we jump and wave. Wave it, show them we are alive. This is TPP. We have the flag. Wow. Come let me start it. Come let me go. I feel the fire. All ready? All ready? One more jump. 1, 2. And are we ready? Box up, break up there. Cause we born for this. Born for this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Say mash up there. Whoa, break up the road. Cause we born for this. We born. Pop it up. Say hands up it. Say right now it. Say come on let me show them this is paradise. Say come on let me show them why it's. Pop it up. Say right now it. Come on let me show them this is paradise. Say come on let me show them why it's paradise. Hear me? What? Look, election season happening and time for your show off your dirtiness and play a mass now. Who we voting for? Who we voting for? Say come on let we unite again. Ready to masquerade and hear soca play and play a mass. My name is First. Love you. Somebody say yeah.
Tomo done with East, Samson done with West. Mighty God is the best. We done for TPP. Champa done dead and she buried. I am in the political cemetery. People just give thanks for the victory. All my people jumping, TPP celebrating. Tell them say God not sleeping. They get judgment, now they crying. 10 years they had me suffering. Call we grabbing a barrel. We chief second disrespecting. Free at last, we singing. So all you like the victory or all you like the victory or all you like the victory or all my people hands up. TPP people hands up. All my people hands up. suffering. Tell pain them haters keep on hating.
Keep on hating.
Tomo done with East, Samson done with West. Mighty God is the best. So all you like the victory hour. All you like the victory hour. All you like the victory hour. Hour. All my people hands up. TPP people hands up. All my people hands up. TPP people hands up. Pull them up. Right up. Right up. We done for TPP. Ayana, a man who can't climb up a hill beachy. Champa done dead and she buried. People just give thanks to the victory. Tomo done with East, Samson done with West. Mighty God is the best. Tomo done with East, Samson done with West. Mighty God is the best.
Brothers and sisters, I come to you at this time not just as the leader of this great revolution, but I come to you because there is a mighty blue wave that is enveloping this entire island, this island of Tobago, our home. Because for too long we have walked through the wilderness, and now it's time for a washing.
We are experiencing a weather phenomena. Winds from the east are colliding with winds from the west, and it looks like it's going to be a big one coming towards us. We just want you to stay safe and be prepared. The TPP is coming to take over.
60,000 people, you're behaving like 60,000 crabs in a barrel.
Bounty 28, we are going to capsize the barrel of crab.
Wash the red paint off the land, let's paint it blue.
Come let me paint it blue.
It's a blue.
Make the old red
Taking back our heritage for me and you.
Blue red, it's a blue red.
Wash the red paint off the land, let's paint it.
Good night. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as I ask Mr. Garth Charles to lead us in prayer, and that would be followed with the singing of the national anthem of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Pleasant good night. Let us all bow our heads in prayer to Almighty God. Eternal God and our Heavenly Father, this evening, Father, we thank you for the day that have passed. We thank you, God, for this time and hour. We thank you, Father, for our area representative this evening, dear God, and all other representatives that are about to come and those that are elsewhere at this time. We give you the praise for them, O God. We ask you to cover them under your blood this evening. Although the enemies are rising up this evening, but we ask you, O God, to sanctify us. Give us your grace this evening, dear Father. Lift us up above the enemies because we know they are coming and they are coming very strong this evening, Father. But this evening, dear God, we ask you to bless us. And all those about to speak this evening, give them the words to speak that will touch the heart of each and every one this evening. In no other name, but in Jesus' almighty name.
Thank you, Brother Charles. Political leader of the Tobago People's Party and Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, the Honorable Farley Chavez Augustine. The deputy political leaders of the TPP, Chairman of the Tobago People's Party, Ms. Anne Natasha II, all other members of the executive of the party, candidates, and all members of the Executive Council of the THA who may not be a candidate in this election. Brothers and sisters, you are at Plymouth. Welcome to the electoral district of Plymouth Blackrock, stretching from Fort James, winding its way up Bad Hill to Roselle and to Wim and to Union Mary's Hill, taking the turn into a bit of Patience Hill, Fairbanks, Church Street, Bethel, winding its way down to Mount Irving and coming across to Blackrock, and we meet again at Plymouth. Brothers and sisters, tonight we welcome you to this place. Tonight, the Tobago People's Party is proud to introduce to all of us its candidate for this electoral district, Kern Michael Alexis.
You respect that? You respect that?
Born and bred here with us. Born and bred with us. Brothers and sisters, on January 12th, 2026, we have one choice in this electoral district, and it is Kern Michael Alexis, and it will be the first name on the ballot, so you need to go no further than the first name. Let me see you, Plymouth. Let me see you, Blackrock. Let me see you, Mary's Hill. Let me see you, Wim. Let me see you, Mary's Hill. Let me see you, Bethel Church Street. Let me see you, Fairbanks. Come out and let us show corn our support. The Anchor Halls, January 12, 2026. There is no other choice, no other option but Kern Michael Alexis, the symbol, the anchor. Kern is our choice and will be the choice. It will be trouble. The anchor will hold. The anchor will hold. It will be trouble because we ain't giving up. Fully support, full support for Kern Alexis. Brothers and sisters, we are united under the theme, Tobago is we. We are anchored, fully anchored in this land. Kern Michael Alexis, no stranger to us, born and bred, nurtured here, and has always been willing to give back to this land of his. Tonight, brothers and sisters, let me ask to come to talk to us the candidate for Bethel New Grange, Mr. Darren Henry.
This is the people's choice. When election time comes, you know who we endorse. The man with the vision, the power, the force. From Susu lands to Waterhole, hear the call. Darren Henry will stand up tall. We step out with the banner, the colors you see. Vote for progress, vote TPP. Unity is strength, let nobody divide. This is the champion, we ride with pride.
Good night, Plymouth Black Rock. Good night, Plymouth Black Rock. I'm not hearing you. Good night, Plymouth Black Rock. To the political leader, Farley, Chavez, Augustine, deputy political leaders, Faith Brebner, Trevor, James, Natisha Charles Pantin, Chairman Natasha Ann Second, secretaries, assistant secretaries, all prospective candidates, ladies and gentlemen, good night. Ladies and gentlemen, good night. Good night, Plymouth. Good night, Black Rock. Good night, Tobago. Tonight I stand here not only as a prospective candidate, but as a fellow Tobagonian who believes deeply in the power of leadership that rises from our communities and works for our people. We are gathered to endorse a young man who has already shown that leadership is not about talking, it is about serving. And that young man is Kern Alexis.
You respect that? You respect that?
Plymouth and Black Rock, our community is rich in history, strength, culture, and heritage. This is an electoral district that carries the stories of Tobago's identity from our fishing village to our tourism spaces to our cultural legacy. But beyond heritage, there is a new generation ready to step up, ready to build, ready to lead, and ready to push Tobago into a new era. And tonight, it is my privilege to stand with Kern Alexis because he represents exactly that.
You respect that?
Ladies and gentlemen, Kern is a son of the soil. He knows the needs of this district, not because someone told him, but because he has lived them. He understands the struggles of the young people, searching for opportunities. He understands the concerns of parents who want better for their children. And he understands the voices of our elders who has given decades of service and deserve respect, care, and attention. Kern believes that every village, every community, every electoral district has a voice that represents them with sincerity and conviction. Kern is not just to seek a seat. He is here to serve. He is here to represent you with honesty and dedication and purpose. He is here to make sure that Plymouth and Black Rock receive the attention, the investment, and the development that they rightfully deserve. Many times our young leaders sit on the sidelines waiting for a chance that never comes. But I want Tobago to know that your time is now. This generation must take responsibility, must step into leadership, and must build Tobago with courage and vision. And Kern is ready for that step.
You respect that? You respect that?
This is exactly why our campaign slogan in meaning, Tobago is we. Tobago is we. Tobago is not for a few politicians. Tobago is not for special interests. Tobago is not for a chosen circle. Tobago belongs to all of us. From Bethel to Black Rock, from Plymouth to Mariah, from Mount Pleasant to Charlottesville, Tobago is we. It belongs to the fishermen, the farmer, the taxi driver, the shop owner, the school teacher, the youth on the block with a dream, the elder with wisdom, and every family trying to build a better future. Tobago is we. The island belongs to us, and we must shape it together. Kern represents a future where Plymouth and Black Rock are not left behind, but pushed forward. A future where development is not talk, but action. A future where youth are not sidelined, but empowered. A future where every voice is heard and respected. And so tonight, I ask this community to stand behind Kern Alexis. Not because I said so, but because his passion, his purpose, and commitment speaks for themselves. Let us walk together. Let us build together. Let us win together on January 12th. And when election day comes, I ask you to send a blue wave message across Tobago that you believe real leadership and leadership that puts people first. Send a message that Tobago belongs to all of us and not just a few. So to my brother Kern Alexis, I endorse you proudly, respectfully, confidently. I know that you will serve the electoral district and this island with dignity, integrity, and dedication. Let us raise our voices tonight. Let us raise our spirit. And let us stand united because Tobago deserves leaders who love Tobago. My brothers and sisters, the future is calling. Let us answer the call together because this is our time. This is our moment. And Tobago is we. Thank you. God bless you. And God bless our beloved Tobago. Tobago is we. So let's go out and support Kern Alexis on the 12th of January 2026. Plymouth BlackRock, support Kern Alexis on the 12th of January 2026. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Love you. Thank you.
Let me see the finger. Let me see the finger you will be using to vote for Kern Alexis on January 12, 2026.
Party political meeting, and tonight we are endorsing the candidate, the prospective candidate, Kern Alexis. I am Petal Ann Roberts, and I'm here with Brother Sonny Craig.
Yes, I'm Sonny Craig, and it's a pleasure to be here. Our live broadcast continues. It has been about a week since we've been here, but we are really happy to be back here to keep Tobago on the know as to what the TPP has in store for Tobago. And Tobago is we.
Tobago is we.
And we deserve to have leadership that is conscientious, that delivers.
Visionary.
Yes, and tonight we're going to share.
All inclusive.
That's right. Tonight we're going to share some of the stuff that we have done over the last 4 years to really have Tobagonians understand better why we are the best choice going forward.
Yes, and we will also interview some of the persons here tonight to see what they're thinking. Why are they here?
That's right.
Why they love the political meeting so much. So we will be here with you, taking you through this political meeting live and alive. We are in the energetic and vibrant Plymouth.
Yes.
You know, it's a special place. Real vibes, you know, in Plymouth. Real vibes.
Real vibes. I'm looking at the young people with the flags up front. Well, I thought they were young people when I saw the energy, but when I look, it's people, mature people.
Yes.
So it's really exciting here in Plymouth. You are free to come on down to witness the meeting live. But of course, if you can't make it, Petal is here.
And sunny days are ahead.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, sunny is here.
So here we go.
Thank you. And we will show you our solemn gratitude on January 12th, 2026, when we ram it and jam it next to the anchor. And the thing about it, because his surname is Alexis, his name will appear first on the ballot. So Plymouth BlackRock voters, you need to go no further than number one. And let Kern be number one when the polls close at 6 p.m. No need. Brothers and sisters, let me introduce to us now the candidate for Bethesda, Coteaux, another girl from this area.
Zia, Zorisha, Amina, Hackett.
TPP. Straight victory. Bethesda. Coteaux. Who you ready? Who we want here? Who we need? Zia. No can fit, we need the real view. Tell the opposition one Zia never two. Boom, boom, boom. One Zia never two. Boom, boom, boom. TPP taking over the whole venue. TPP taking over the whole venue. Watch the movement, watch the pace. Zia Hackett running the place. Bethesda stand up, show them your hand. Bombs have a
Plymouth, good night. Plymouth, good night. Now this has to be the electoral district with the most boundaries. Blackrock, good night. Fairbanks, good night. Mountain, good night. Church Street, Bethel, good night. A little piece of Patience Hill, good night. Spring Garden Trace, good night. Union, good night. Mary's Hill, good night. Barrick, good night. Rabbit Lane in the house tonight. On the 7th of September, 1993, 3 young people, 1 girl and 2 boys, left this great village to traverse to Mount Mary Scarborough. Niall George, Kern Alexis, and yours truly, Zorisha Hackett. I attended Plymouth Anglican Primary School. Kern, you went to about 3 schools. But you passed from Bethesda Government Primary School.
You respect that. You respect
And Niall George Signal Hill because Pearl wanted you near she. But the 3 of us left Barrick and went up to Mount Mary with great dreams to do something for the village that raised us one day. We didn't know that we would have all ended up coming full circle, understanding the vision that Tobago is we. And in case you didn't know, I feel like standing up in front here tonight. This same Kern, we used to call him Barton, was actually instrumental in the political career of both Niall George and myself.
You respect that. You respect that.
You see, this Kern wasn't out there in the front, very much that guide on the side, the wind beneath our wings. And I remember in 2020, in the middle of COVID, Niall and Kern found my house and told me, hey, this social media loud activism you're on, time to do something about it. And they came and they endorsed me even before I could endorse myself. And so on January the 26th, 2021, Plymouth Golden Lane, I became your area representative. After a long drought of representation in this area. And so you know what happened in that year? We had a 6-6. Niall was working in my office. I said, George, time to jump out, you know. He said, only if Kern tell me this makes sense. And so this same Kern Alexis you see jumping out today has been that solid rock behind me and my brother Niall George.
You respect that. You respect that.
And I want you all to understand is one link. Young people all understand. One link. And so when I saw Kern, and Kern didn't run in this thing on his own, the same way he endorsed us is the same way we endorse him.
You respect that.
And we understood what this meant for us. Because you see, representation isn't loud. It isn't always there, visible in your face. And I remember Kern coming back to this village every now and again, very quiet, and from in the background, pushing the young people
portraying this village as the beautiful, aesthetically pleasing place we know it is. Understanding that true heart, true soul doesn't need a title. And so from the background, he pushed us. And Kern, tonight, it's time for us to push you. This is your moment. You didn't ask for it, but you deserve it. And so I don't want anybody to think it's a no, come, just come. Kern has been the very fabric of this village for a long time. I want the young men in the village to tell me if I lie, tell me I lie. On any street corner, any pillar of this community, Kern was there. I came into this village in night, that cricket match, TKR, against Guyana, you all remember? Something was happening on the junction. And we come on the junction, and I'm there, and this is my village. The EBC cut a line through the village trying to separate Plymouth from Bethesda, but we know one link.
You respect that.
And looking around, I just see everybody busy. And when I look, it's Kern. I like Kern, you in Tobago. And that's the thing, it just slips in and slips out easy. And you have so many people believing in him. The aspiration, the dreams, the hopes for a village as powerful as this. But here we are. Plymouth is not yours alone, you know, because Black Rock have a place in the heart for Kern too.
You respect that. You respect.
We're teacher Altia. And so what a perfect opportunity, because he understands what community is about. He understands what the slogan Tobago we's about. Tobago is we. And so when I saw Kern packing up, because that's the sacrifice you have to make in a first world country and coming back home. Plymouth, Black Rock, I want you to understand the sacrifice. He was comfortable there. But at the end of the day, where your navel string berry is where you know you have to give back to. And Kern has come back to this village of his birth to give back. And that is what true representation is. It's about sacrifice. It's about understanding where you come from. It's about understanding the ground and the work you need to do to ensure that everybody rises with you. So it's not about you alone. And so I respect that, Kern, and I endorse you, Kern. But I want to talk tonight about attributes opposite to this. The fact that in a village like this, we could have people who don't see the bigger picture. And it's all about their self and what them could get. Tobago, the slogan Tobago is we. It's not a selfish slogan. It's not Tobago is me. It's Tobago is we. And we means you, me, all are we. So in a village like this, there shouldn't be a small group who feel everything had to come to them. And once anybody trying to act like if everything had to come to them, we're mashing it up. We're mashing it up. This community, everybody know everybody. All are we is one family. Kern explained it the other night. We are related. If I call my family names, I'm sure everybody could say they're connected to that tree. And I called it in Golden Lane. Ford, Hackett, Romeo, Guy, Joseph. And then in Plymouth, surnames like Sandy, Williams. Y'all understand? One family. And so whenever you could have this politician thing, this representational thing, this government thing, turning into is for we alone. And you hold your little meetings in your small room. And you say who and who could be politician because you feel is a kingmaker. I'm mashing it up. Fine, I'm mashing it up. And so I have a message tonight. No one group of people should feel they own any politician. No politician is a puppet on a string for any one group of people. You serve the entire district. And after election day, you're taking off the blue. If you was wearing red, I'm sorry if you was wearing red, but if you was wearing red, you're taking it off too. And at the end of the day, like my godfather Nello say, all are we is one family. The mission could never be a solo one. It has to be a collective one. And so what we see happening now is not people coming with passion, purpose, and heart to serve. They're coming with hidden agendas and vendettas because they feel if them alone can get, nobody should get. But the days to that, done. The days to the select few getting, done. It's not about friends, family, and financiers. Tobago is we. And so if, as a representative, I have to make the sacrifice to forget about a few for the good of the collective, I will gladly do it. I would gladly do it in a heartbeat.
You respect that?
And so, if the cap fits, let her wear it. But I'm telling all you, not me. I am nobody's puppet on a string. And you see this Kern Alexis? What's it? We are servants of the people. We are servants of the people. Collectively. Because Tobago is we. My TPP people are looking out in the crowd tonight. And I think some people from day one have been following this movement. I want you to put your hands together. True loyalty. You can't pay for loyalty. Some people have labored in the vineyard. People like Dawn, I see you. Sharian, I see you. Fight up. Run up and down behind the politics because you want to see better for your community. But more than that, you see the pretty blue jersey, or like me who like to do my own thing and get portrait on my jersey and we know hoodie and everybody customizing the thing and flag and banner and poster. It means nothing if you all don't go out and vote on the 12th of January.
You respect that? You respect
I like this celebration, you know. But I'm going to enjoy it more on the Esplanade on the 12th of January. TPP people, don't get caught up with the isms and the schisms, the propaganda, the fake profiles, all who can say it with their chests. I want you all to understand the mission. One mission only. On January the 12th, we're going out there. We dotting with finger. I just sorry the ink red. We dotting with finger. And we're going out there, wherever you are, from Charlottesville to Crown Point. You're looking for the anchor. Can we endorse you tonight? But from wherever you come, on this 116 square miles, whether it's Parlatuvier lands or Speyside, we're dotting it for Farley, Chavez, Augustine. Whether it's Belgarden, Glamorgan, we're dotting it for Dr. Faith Brebner. Oh God, Orlando, how I go jump over you. Whether it's Roxborough, Argyle, we're dotting it for Orlando Kerr. Whether it's Mount St. George, Goodwood, we're dotting it for Megan Morrison. Whether it's Mason Hall South, Bagatelle, we're dotting it for Natisha Charles Pantin. Whether it's Mason Hall North, Mariah, we're dotting it for Ian Whitey for Lad. Whether it's Scarborough, Mongress, we're dotting it for Trevor James. Whether it's Darrell Spring, Wim, oh God, we more than dotting it for Ricky Jofield. Whether it's Patience Hill, Signal Hill, Mighty Man, we dotting it for you. Oh God, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Whether we're in Lambo Lowlands, we dotting it for us. Better New Grange, we dotting it for Darren Henry. Percy, show them no mercy. We dotting it for you in Bonacord, Crown Point. Oh gosh, new to the thing and we love him so much. Keigon Denoon, you're unseating the political leader and done in the career because we dotting it for you. Kern Alexis, my brother, my family. We Rabbit Lane boy. The son of we soil. Altia Pickney from the Romeo clan. True blue. We dotting it for you. And my Bethesda, Coteaux, Golden Lane, Woodlands people. Wrong guy, wrong time. We dotting it for Hackett. But the big talk and however the badness does go and make no sense if we ain't wake up and are daring each and every one of you carry at least 10 people to the polls. If you carry less than 10 people, I vex with all you. Find 10, that is a small challenge. Find 10. Find 10. By midday, my pot must done be bubbling. And don't let me bubble no pot and not to leave it there to waste like them in 2021, eh? My pot must done be bubbling. You can't wear the party color on that day. They say you're washing it and putting it down. And 6 o'clock, we cooking we airs. Polling station, all you know, Mason Hall, North Mariah just come in fast. For some strange reason, mine does take long to come in. You know, for some strange reason, to have me there, my belly burning me. I don't want to know. So take me and you just go and sleep and tell them to wake me up. Sherry Anders tell me I win. I just sick. First I'm an overachiever. But I want we to win them big. No tree and recount. Licks. On January the 12th, Plymouth all hearing me. All of who line up by Steve. I want all of to don't get caught up. Don't even put on nothing red. Blue dust got blight. Make sure you're out and bad on January 12th. Tobago People's Party. Because Tobago is the anchor holes. The anchor holes. Kern Alexis, I endorse you. Plymouth, Blackrock, Marysill, Wim, the only choice. Kern, DeBarrio, Michael, Alexis. I thank you.
TPP. Straight victory. Bethesda.
One year, never two. Thank you, Zorisha Hackett.
Zia. No counterfeit, we need a real view. Any opposition, one Zia, never two. Boom, boom, boom. One Zia, never see, never see.
Thank you, Zorisha. You know, the candidate for Bethesda Coteaux says that Kern has served us with passion, heart, and soul. That is the man. This is how he has been all his life in this community. Brothers and sisters, born and bred, and Miss Altia is somewhere in the crowd. Miss Altia, thank you. You have given us a good son. Brothers and sisters, I want to ask Mrs. Shantel Melville Bob to come and do the introduction for the candidate for Plymouth Blackrock.
Pleasant night, everyone. I am Shantel Bob. I was born in Blackrock. And tonight, I want to take a moment to speak not about party politics, positions, or platforms, but about character. Because before anyone is entrusted with the responsibility in public, they must first have proven themselves in private. Kern Alexis is a man defined by steadiness. He leads with intention, not impulse. He listens carefully, speaks thoughtfully, and understands that true leadership is not measured by volume, but by consistency. My perspective on Kern comes from a place of history and honesty. We have known each other since our formative years at Blackrock Government Primary School, through Bishop's High School, and later as colleagues at the Division of Finance. It was there that I fondly began calling him Manage, a name that I still use to this day. Even when life carried him across waters and into different chapters abroad, we remained in contact. That continuity matters because it speaks to loyalty and the kind of relationship that Kern maintains. Those of you who know me personally know that I vowed that I would never mount another political platform. And that was a decision grounded in principle. But maturity teaches us that discernment matters more than absolutes. It allows us to look beyond party lines and support the right person,
You respect that?
regardless of the banner they stand under. Two things can be true at the same time. One can reject politics and still recognize integrity, service, and character when they are present. Leadership at its core is about servitude. It's about showing up, being accountable, and placing people above self. This is what Kern personifies. And that is why I stand here tonight to support and endorse the individual that is Kern Alexis. This is not just someone I know. This is someone I can honestly call a friend. He is a devoted husband, a committed father, and an all-around upstanding citizen. Something that we must definitely recognize his mother, my past primary school teacher, Miss Althea Barton for. He shows up with integrity in his home, in his relationships, and in the wider community. And those who know him can attest to that. He carries himself with quiet confidence, approachable yet grounded, firm yet respectful. He does not posture or perform. He shows up. And in a time where authenticity is rare, that matters. This evening, I introduce not a title, not a label, but a man whose values have been shaped by experience, anchored in integrity, and guided by service.
You respect that? You respect
Ladies and gentlemen, help me to welcome my friend, my past colleague, someone who I am indeed proud to stand here to endorse tonight, Mr. Kern Michael Alexis.
Plymouth,
Kern, come to the stage.
Marysill, Wim, Fairbanks, Present Prospect, presenting our candidate for 2026, Kern Alexis. Serious thing, people. Good representation. All you think is a joke. Don't take Kern Alexis for no joke. Black Rock Plymouth, we have some hope. Cause the TPP get we full support. And that's why Kern Alexis got get we vote. And Kern Alexis not looking back. Plymouth and Black Rock on the right track. All the issues you got deal with that. Give her that chance of taking it back. Good governance and deal with the facts. So battle will make an impact. He come to Alexis. Serious thing, people. Good representation. All you think is a joke. Don't take Kern Alexis for no joke. Black Rock Plymouth, we have some hope. Cause the TPP get me full support. And that's why Kern Alexis got get me vote. And Kern Alexis not looking back. Plymouth and Black Rock on the right track. All the issues you got deal with that. Give her that chance and taking it back. Good governance and deal with the facts. So battle will make an impact. He come to work and not to relax. And the people not turning back. And oriented, can do the procedure. Representation, Barton is a leader. Empowering himself mind, resilient by nature. Kern Alexis is the man. Well, show me your call as blue and anchor. Alexis, serious thing, people. Good representation. All you think is a joke. Don't take Kern Alexis for no joke. Black Rock Plymouth, we have some hope. Cause the TPP get me full support. And that's why Kern Alexis got get me vote. And Kern Alexis not looking back. Plymouth and Black Rock on the right track. All the issues you got deal with that.
Good night, good night, good night. Good night, my Plymouth people. Good night, my Black Rock people. Good night, my Marysill people. Fairbanks, Mountie, Wim, Chair Street. Good night, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at a critical time in our history. This election should not be taken lightly. It is a very important time for us. We have one choice. That is the Tobago's People's Party. Do not take the progress that we have made so far for granted. That will be a mistake. Are your numbers tonight, ladies and gentlemen? I can tell that we are united. By the people that you saw that came on the stage tonight, you can tell that we are united. By the numbers tonight, I can tell that you are ready for a new chapter of representation. And more than anything else, by the numbers tonight, I can tell that you have confidence and you have trust in the person that the TPP have selected to represent you in the upcoming election. And I thank you.
You respect that.
My name is Kern Alexis. In these corners, you may just hear Barton. A true product from Rabbit Lane, a real Plymouth man, a real Barrack youth, and a proud Tobagonian. I am the only child of my mother, Miss Althea Albertina Barton. My mother was a teacher extraordinaire.
You respect that.
She taught from Mason Hall, Montgomery, Blackrock Government School, and then later on at the Bonaccord School for the Differently Abled. Mommy wasn't only just a teacher, she is a servant to the community. Back in the days, she used to keep classes on weekends, afternoons. She used to bring the students home on weekends to spend extra time with them. They used to sleep over. She took in family. She took in friends. She cooked for people. She took care of people who were ill, who had mental challenges. She did all of that with her own resources, just through the love for the community. So the blessings and the guidance that I have right now, the support I receive from this community, is not based on my own volition. It is based on the love that my mother has given to the people in this community, and they have decided to return that to me.
You respect that.
Growing up, I didn't always understand it. I felt as though the time and the resources were going elsewhere other than to she only child. I viewed it in a child's eyes, but we had a heart-to-heart conversation at a very tender age. Mommy explained to me that we should always be our brother's keepers. She explained to me that God put us here for one purpose and one purpose only.
You respect that.
And that is to serve. And I have decided to take up that mantle from since a child, to be a chief servant to each and everyone I meet.
You respect that. You respect that. You respect that.
That's why when I meet the kids on the block, I talk to them with respect. That's when I meet the elders. I greet them with respect. Good morning. I met a lady right in front of Miss Jonga. Sometimes she called me back. She said, wait, come. What you say there? I said, morning. She said, wow, that is rare these days, you know. I appreciate that. Use Alcha child. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I feel a little bit passionate tonight because it's very important what I am doing here. I have left my wife. I have left my cushy life I have left my very beautiful apartment to be here. And it's not the first time. Zorisha is correct. Back for the election that my brother Niall George went up, once he told me he's going, I quit my job and I came home to be with him. At that point in time, I was the assistant property manager for a luxury apartment. The second time I did that was earlier this year for the general election. When I hear the bell ring, I say, all right, good afternoon. And I quit my job and I came home to support the TPP, to support the people of Tobago, and to support Mr. Nutsi.
You respect that?
My education, my formal education started at Miss Teacher Dorothy Kindergarten School, on to Blackrock Government School, then on to Bethesda. I passed common entrance in Bethesda, joined Zorisha Hackett and Niall George, and two others, Mr. Darren Sandy and Tekla Harry. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was my formal education. No, sorry, I ain't finished as yet. So I went on to RBTT Roytech. This is where I got honors in my associate business association. Then I went on to the University of New Brunswick, where I got my bachelor's in business administration with a focus in finance. But that was just formal education. My real education took place at home. Back in the days when I had to go out to Keigon Estate to change the cow and milk cows, 6 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, with my grandfather, Mr. Jocelyn. When I had to get up to clean the fowl pen, sweep the yard, and change my goat. No matter what I had going on in life, I had to prioritize responsibility. So from an early age, I knew what it meant to sacrifice. From an early age, I knew what it meant to do time management. And from an early age, I knew what it means to work hard for what I want. These experiences build character, consistency, hard work, dedication, and more than anything else, humility. It would be remiss of me to go forward without acknowledging the previous area representative, my brother, 4G, Oligana George, Niall George. That's a real Plymouth man too, eh? Leadership is not easy. Representation is even more difficult. Both of them together is almost impossible. It is doable, but it's a challenge. With gratitude and respect, I must recognize Mr. George's efforts. He had a lot of work to do to maintain the stuff that was not maintained before by the previous administration. So those are the things that they may not see or feel because we're thinking that should be done. I'm talking about the pavilion down the road, totally refurbished, Niall George.
You respect that?
I'm talking about when Blackrock flood, people pig swimming in river water. Niall George sent the team to bust the bank down by Colandi. Niall George.
You respect that?
I'm talking about advocating for the International Beach Football Arena down at the Heritage Park instead of down in Pigeon Point as a temporary fixture. Niall George.
You respect that?
Pitch from behind Patience Hill in Mount Hill Road all the way down to Blackrock. Niall George. And put young families in homes. Young family from Plymouth, Blackrock in homes. Niall George.
You respect that?
Development is not a one-man thing, it's a team. Niall has run his leg perfectly, to the best of his ability. He has passed that baton to me, I receive it, and I am now going to run my leg with distinction.
You respect that?
My personal life, my educational experience, and my professional experience has prepared me to represent you, Plymouth Blackrock. I have local and international experience, and that counts for something. Not because I went away and studied, or I had a job opportunity in an international space, means I am not from here. I'm born and I grew right here. Women neighbor Stringberry, right here. You never hear my name in no comments on Bacchanal. Never, ever, 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 never.
You respect that?
I have decided to give back to the community that had cradled me. All of a sudden, you're hearing all kind of this and that and the other. I don't have time with them. I'm going to keep on smiling. I'm going to keep on showing self-discipline. I'm going to keep on being humble and steadfast in serving the people as a true servant leader that my mom taught me, that I see Zorisha Hackett have been doing, that I've seen Farley, Chavez, Augustine have been doing, that I've seen Mighty Man Tate and all the other representatives have been doing. I follow suit to those people and do what I know is right. I am here to represent you, and a true representative has certain characteristics about themselves. They are consistent. They should always have consistency. They should have accountability. They should have integrity, and they should always, always, always show up and communicate perfectly. When I came home in 2009, I worked in the business development unit. At that period of time, I worked with a great team to spearhead the grant program. They are still using that grant program for today. I got promoted to the senior business development officer. At that point in time, I worked with another team to bring in the capital of paradise from bill to delivery in record time and on time. I did that. I did such a great job on that team, they promoted me again. I became the operation manager for the fish processing company of Tobago Limited in a short space of time. Overseeing the capital of paradise and seeing some of the best catches that best catch that they ever had. Representation is a serious thing. And this is what I'm here to do. There's a reason why I am staying on this platform tonight. That is because I believe 100% in the philosophy and the vision of the Tobago People's Party. A ground-up approach, a people's first approach, and not the trickle-down mechanism that they try to use, keep the rich richer and hope that they send some money down to the grassroots men. That's not going to work here. Bottom-up approach or foundation should be strong, and it is strong. I believe in making Tobago the greatest little island on the planet, and a major part of that happening is for us to think way beyond our boundaries. Let people like myself come home, contribute to the development of the island, give back the same way we have poured into you, give back the same way Tobago have poured into you, to make Tobago the greatest little island on the planet. So I'm not just about hot talk. I like performance. I'm a guy of performance. Performance beat old talk all the time. When I came back, I did something that a lot of people were surprised that could happen in Tobago. That's a beach football tournament right down at the Colon Estate. I co-founded that, gave people opportunity right here in the village to come and play against international teams. Out of that, we got 2 or more people, Mr. Munchin and Charlene Bob. Travel internationally to play and make some foreign exchange. And for today, they are representing Tobago, Plymouth. Plymouth, Tobago, very proud. And I thank them for that. We have some issues that we need to address. The first issue that I want to tackle with unresoundingly, that is to build back the spirit, bring back the glory days of the district. Bring back the days where we used to go and play on the court every day, children running up and down. There was the Anansi place by Stumpy. There was netball competition all the time in Blackrock. Marysville people used to cook on Christmas morning, bury the pig. I think we're starting that back this year. So the first thing we're going to do this year, that I am going to do this year, is do a Christmas drive on Christmas morning. And it's not just a regular Christmas drive. This is going to be a parang type thing. Play some music, get a rhythm section going, hand out some toys to the children of the community. So I start in the action before I even start.
You respect that?
On my walkabout, I've been listening. I've been hearing the concerns of people in the district. One of the concerns was a field up in Marysville. I organized a team of guys. They went up to Marysville to cut the place. One of the things I probably did bad is I had conversation with a young lady from up there. I'm not going to call her name or her affiliation. She ran and called somebody and tell them, go and cut it. Kern, the boy from Plymouth, coming up and cut it just now. That was no problem. They didn't do a good job, so the guys still had to go and cut the field. To access that field, the road was in a hot mess. What I have done is I've organized with some contractors. They assisted me. Because I assisted them in the past by helping them with some business proposal, showing them how to budget money, they said, Barton, anytime you have something going on, let me know. I'm going to send a Buccoo man to help you. They went and delivered the rubble, and they pitched the road, not pitched the road, but they spread the road properly so that no more mud when they are passing. That is performance. That is somebody who means business and not somebody who's waiting to say they're going and do anything. On my walkabout again, I heard about some drains that are not flowing quite well. I understand the limitation. I understand the scarce resources, but we are resilient. We are innovative, and we find solutions. I am a solution finder. I spoke to a couple people to get a truck, a water truck. They came, they washed down the stench from in the drain. The person called the next day, boy, thank you, Barton, boy. You're real different, you know, boy. You're real different. One of the most important things that I want to do when I get there, is share my wealth of knowledge with financial literacy. A lot of our skilled men and women, they make the money, you know, but it doesn't stay in their hands. So it's very important for me to share with them budgeting, to share with them preparing for crisis in unforeseen circumstances, to share with them, I don't need a 2 beer there tonight, you know. That $20 can make a difference. 30 days at $20 is money that you can see in the account at the end of the month. That is the kind of conversation I want to have with my people. From churches to schools to all the group places, let us have that conversation on how we better manage our monies. We have a health situation that stems from that same type of drinking and partying. I've already spoken to the team in Tobago Regional Health. And they already start putting a team together to come to Plymouth, to come to Marysville, to come to Blackrock, to sit with the people, to sit with the guys and explain to them what the damages that these type of substances cause to them. It's about performance. And I'll wait until I get there. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a lot more plans that I want to roll out. There will be the right time for me to talk about those things. But tonight, exactly, tonight, I want to say thank you for coming out, for giving me this resounding support. I want to say thank you for loving me and giving me the chance to love you back, to reciprocate this love to you. We do have a lot of work to do. Don't take anything for granted. Don't start no bacchanal and confusion with nobody. Let them speak. We will talk with my finger when we ram it on the January 12th for the TPP. I look forward to being your area representative. I know I have what it takes to serve you as a chief servant and to be connected, to communicate with you all the time and to keep regular meetings. I look forward to working with the talented youths to hone their skills in fabricating those bikes and the music to give them something better to do. I look forward to continue working with the youths in Stokely Vale, providing them some evening classes so that with their football skills, they could then have the educational background to back it up so they can get a scholarship to travel. I look forward to contributing to the schools, to continue doing mentorship program that I have started with Rock Tobago, from Golden Lake straight down to Plymouth Anglican School and all the other schools in the district. I have been doing that. I look forward to working with the parents that have children who are given little trouble in school, take them for a little drive, go down to Pigeon Point and do a little jet ski, burn that energy. I look forward to being your chief servant leader. And I look forward to working with you because I cannot do it alone. It must be a team effort. It cannot be you put me there and then can't figure it out. It can't be that way. It is about we. Tobago is we. Plymouth is we. Blackrock is we. Wim, Marysville, the whole of Tobago is we.
You respect that. You respect that.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to continue having a wonderful night, and I look forward to being your servant. Have fun.
Plymouth, Blackrock, Marysville, Wim, Fairbanks, Present Prospect, presenting our candidate for 2026, Kern Alexis. Serious thing, people. Good representation.
Let me see the Romeo family.
Don't take an Alexis for no joke.
Brothers and sisters.
Some hope. Cause the TPP get support. And that's why Kern Alexis can get me vote.
Brothers and sisters. Let me see the Romeos. Let me see the Romeos. Let me see the Julians. Let me see the Sandy. Let me see the whole of Rabbit Lane. Let me see Plymouth. Let me see Blackrock. Let me see Mary's Hill. Let me see Wim. Let me see Church Street. Let me see Fairbanks. Let me see Mary's Hill. Plymouth Blackrock. There is one candidate in this race. And as I said to you with the surname Alexis, Kern's name and symbol will be first on the ballot. You go no further. You're not looking for second. You're not looking for third. You're not looking for fourth. You put your X firmly next to the anchor. That would be the first symbol on the ballot. You put it carefully between the lines. We don't want any spoiled ballots on January 12th. We want the X firmly in its place next to the anchor. Kern Michael Alexis. And when you sink it and you come out, we counting them as you come out. You know, abroad they have this thing they call the exit polls. We will know by 6 p.m. we're rolling clear and safe with our candidate and the person who will be our next area rep for Plymouth Blackrock. We are not making any joke with this. Brothers and sisters, we have some entertainment now. Someone from Yard. Let us welcome Fashion Police.
Good night, viewers. I'm here with Kern Alexis, the prospective candidate for Plymouth Blackrock. And I've had a lively and electrifying speeches of Kern Alexis, from Zorisha Hackett. We heard from Darren Henry already. But I have to ask Kern about the sacrifices that you just spoke about. You said you left your wife, fancy apartment, and even a job. But I want to know how it is to actually give up those things to come back home to represent the people of Plymouth Blackrock. Tell me how you feel about giving up those things.
So usually something like this would be a very difficult decision. But the love and passion I have for home supersedes that feeling. My wife, she supports me 100% with this decision. She wants to settle in Tobago, and eventually she's going to join me eventually.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, what excites you most about representing at this pivotal time in Tobago's development?
At this pivotal time, I think Tobago needs more people with experience. I think they experience. Forward to giving my services, years of experience, and my education, and my innovation. I'm looking forward to contributing to that. Looking forward to working with you, Ms. Petty, and Ms. Petalon, and everybody else.
I want to know from you right now, what would you like to tell the residents who are at home, who probably just tuned in, and they didn't hear Shantel Melville Bob's endorsement, or they didn't hear Zorisha's endorsement? What would you like to tell the people of Plymouth Blackrock, Montay, and all the areas that make up the electoral district? What would you like to tell them about Kern Alexis tonight?
I would like to tell them, I am your family. I am your friend. I am your brother. It is we, and we could make Tobago the greatest island on the planet, and I look forward to represent you. True representation, one that is connected and is always accountable.
Thank you very much, Kern, and I want to let the public also know that I am endorsing Kern. I know Kern is an ambitious man, a man of integrity, a youth leader, a community-focused man. You are dedicated, responsible, friendly, approachable, and I think that Kern, you will do a fantastic job when you are elected on January 12, 2026. So I'm wishing you all the best, Kern,
Thank you.
And we'll enjoy the rest of the evening.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Police problems. So this is what go on with me when I used to deal with them. Listen. Last year for Christmas, you wouldn't believe what P&M gave me. Not a car nor bicycle, they gave me a donkey. I took the donkey and I tied it to a bacano tree. Christmas Eve morning, this donkey get away. If you see me pass, and I running fast, while you're knocking glass, I all in the grass, on the hills and flats. TPP rule that. Sight me in a tall boots. Well, don't bother ask, cause I catching Listen to me. Don't accept none from them. Don't trust them no way at all. Somebody say TPP. That is the party for me. Somebody say Kern Alexis. Kern Barton, for sure you know we voting he. But listen me. Last year for Christmas you wouldn't believe what P&M gave me. Not a car, no bicycle, they gave me a donkey. I took the donkey and I tied it to a bacchanal tree. Christmas Eve morning, this donkey get away from. If you see we pass and we knocking glass, they can't stop we got last. On the hills and flats, donkey I walk catch, sight me in a tall boat. Don't bother ask, cause I catching me. Catching me. Boy, you're catching me. Catching me. Leave the TPP, let we pass. Catching me. Catching me. Low, play low. Donkey running up and down, and the donkey won't give me rest. If you ever see that man, tell him I really vex. Cause this donkey causing trouble and plenty commerce. In the north, the south, the east, and even down in the... Forget the shopping. Right now we're hunting. From Sando to... Donkey are chasing. See we on the highway. We already win. If you like Kern Alex now, let we do we thing. And them boy go catch the dam. They go catch them. To beat Kern, you go catch you. I love Allah.
Thank you, fashion police. The message is, who we voting? TPP. What's the symbol? The anchor. Remember the anchor holds. And the anchor, we must ensure that the anchor holds firm and strong. Not only in Plymouth, Black Rock, but throughout Tobago, from Parlatuvier, Lansomi, Speyside, all the way down to Bonacourt, Crown Point. We're going in the north, in the east, in the west, central. The anchor must hold. Brothers and sisters, let's give a warm Plymouth, a warm Barrick welcome. Let us welcome the political leader of the Tobago People's Party and the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly. Let's do it as only Plymouth could do it. Welcome, political leader.
I'm holding on in order to stay around in a life therapy imbalance. For it is nature's way until judgment day. Weakness ain't got a chance. Playing strong cause I realize the price little one must pay to keep the big one in paradise. This torment and misery all day. Destruction of the weak is nature's plan. The humble and the meek must understand. This day of the strong man is the devil's heyday. Today we right the ground and the master plays.
Plymouth, good night. Plymouth Posse, good night. Black Rock people, good night. You know, I just drive through Black Rock there, and I see the next side trying to hold a meeting. And like we have to lend them some people. Plymouth, good night. Black Rock people, good night. Mary's Hill, good night. Fairbanks, good night. Tonight, you know, it's endless vibes in Plymouth. And I'm going to start this presentation tonight because, you see, I have a friend that live out there in Belgarden. She from Roxborough. She named Asia. And she did document meetings. Asia, don't say to tell her she here in the meeting. Don't front and present. Where are you, Asia? Look down here, front and present, Asia. You know, Plymouth is such a vibrant community. And sometimes Plymouth is misaligned. Sometimes Plymouth is stereotyped. But Plymouth represents the best of Tobago. And tonight I am here to endorse one of our best sons in the person of Mr. Kern Alexis. Let's make some noise for Kern Alexis. Rabbit Lane, represent Rabbit Lane. Where the Rabbit Lane posse? Or Kern Barton, as you might know him, represent Rabbit Lane. Tonight, we are proud to present to you as your candidate a gentleman who is from right here in Rabbit Lane in Plymouth. He attended the Black Rock Primary School, where his mother was principal. At another time, he attended the Montgomery Primary School. He has business all the way up in Patience Hill. And he's someone rooted and grounded, raised by the people of Plymouth, Black Rock. And I want you to give yourselves a round of applause because you raised an excellent son who is here to represent you tonight. I also want us to make some noise and to express some gratitude to the outgoing candidate, his best friend, the person, Mr. Niall George. Come on, let's make some noise to Mr. Niall George, our former deputy presiding officer and also former assistant secretary in the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation. Plymouth. You know, it's hard not to love Plymouth. Because Plymouth is one of those communities where people say things as they mean it. Where people are very honest with you. They say what they like and what they don't like. Plymouth is one of those communities where people stand up for the rights of each other. And where people are willing to protect the rights of the community as a whole. And that is why we know that we have to double down on the services we provide for Plymouth. When we saw murders happening in our community here in Plymouth, and we know it's outsiders coming in and disrupting the peace and the sort of organization that exists in Plymouth. Plymouth is also known for having one of the better football teams on the island. I mean, when you all organize, it's one of the few teams that could give sideys a little run for his money. Although we beat them very often, Niall George. Mr. Leacock, ain't that our song? That sound good? But Plymouth is known for having an excellent football team generally. Plymouth is also known for having a very vibrant fishing community. And tonight, I will speak to the fishers that exist in this area. You have had a representation, good representation, from out of this community for many, many, many years. I'm seeing at least one of them present here tonight. But Plymouth has been at the forefront of the fight for Tobago's autonomy, on the fight for ensuring that Tobago gets good governance. And I want to assure you tonight that a vote for Kern Alexis
is a vote to continue good governance, is a vote for good representation, continued good representation, is a vote for talent, is a vote for one of your own, and is a vote that you cannot afford to waste in this election. Kern has always been a part of the community happenings here in Plymouth. And so I'm so happy that he offered himself. I must say that from this community, we did have some excellent options for candidates. And I want to thank all of them. I want to thank Mr. Niall George. I want to thank Mr. Duke, Kerry Duke as well, who offered themselves in this race. Unfortunately, the process can only select one person, and Kern Alexis is that person. And I'm so happy that we have tonight both Niall and Kerry back in Kern and ensuring that they serve as winds beneath his wings to ensure that on January the 12th, 2026, Kern Alexis will ascend into the position of air representative for Plymouth Blackrock.
You respect that? You respect that?
Now, Plymouth, several things I want to speak to you about tonight. Some of them Mr. Alexis spoke about. And essentially, when we look at Plymouth and what needs to be done for Plymouth, there are some basic things that must be completed. Number one, we have to continue working on the coastal erosion problem that we have occurring on the western side of the playing field and also on the eastern side going around the fort. All at the monument by the Corlanders Monument. I'm happy tonight to tell you a couple things. Number one, there was an old lease arrangement where the lands surrounding the jetty, the monument, the old post office where the ambulance operate out of, those lands were leased out many, many years ago, before the THA was even instituted as it is now. And I'm happy to announce that all of those lease arrangements have expired, and the Tobago House of Assembly, led by the TPP, has decided that we will not return the lease to the private leaseholders. We will hold on to those lands so that we can now have rights and access to the land frontage to the bay, so that we could actually do the work that is necessary to protect the Corlanders Monument, build out the waterfront where the jetty is, and ensure that the fisher folk in Plymouth have access to both their lands and a decent landing once again. So I'm happy those lands are now back in the hands of the people of Plymouth and the people of the island of Tobago.
You respect that?
So that's the first thing. The second thing I must tell you is that as we go west from the playing field, you will see that some retaining wall systems were started by a former representative. They used to call him Chief, I believe. I don't know what kind of chief he was, if he was Apache Indian or not. But I know when it comes to Chief Secretary, it's one Chief Secretary, never two. And it's yours truly, Farley Chavez Augustine. But I know he started some work there. But the work started there was inadequate to prevent the lands from going into the sea. The walls are too short, and the system, the retaining system being built there is not being done to a design that will actually prevent coastal erosion. In fact, there is one house just after just behind the basketball court almost, that is practically now down in the ocean. And you might have heard that the Tobago House of Assembly, perhaps about 7 years or so ago, got approval for a loan facility from CAF. CAF is that South American, that Latin American Development Bank, of which Trinidad and Tobago is a signatory, is a part of that arrangement. And after we came into office, we signaled to the then Minister of Finance that we were ready for the money. We wanted the money. Because that project in Plymouth requires a hefty spend
if we are to protect the coastline there in Plymouth. So we start the application process. We had the engineers down at infrastructure, and I'm seeing one engineer here tonight. I wouldn't call her name. We have the engineers from down at infrastructure. They did the modeling, they did the design, they did the budget, and we made the submissions to CAF, to the Ministry of Finance. And for a while, it appears as though nothing was happening, no word, no response, and we're just there waiting. And every single fiscal year, we keep hearing, you will get the money, you will get the money, you will get the money. Well, guess what is happening now? The new Minister of Finance is the current chairman of CAF, and because he's the current chairman of CAF, and because he ain't as bad-minded as the people and them who were talking to you over the weekend gone, he ain't as bad-minded and ready with jealousy like them red people. I tell you, if your sins be as red as crimson, now it's time to get washed, right? And because he's about collaboration, we have finally begun to get movement to the extent that the local director of CAF has been to Tobago. We have a team of engineers working along with CAF. And within this fiscal year, you can expect us to begin the construction work to prevent further coastal erosion behind the basketball court. So there is no more holding up. And it extends all the way around to George Street, correct? Well, sorry, North Street. So it's on North Street, sorry. It's an extensive piece of work. So you know that's a multi-million-dollar arrangement with CAF. In fact, CAF, it's a $100 million arrangement with CAF. And so we want to make sure that the people of Plymouth are among the first to benefit from that loan arrangement. But all around the island, the reality is that we are experiencing significant coastal erosion due to climate changes, due to rising sea levels, due to the fact that our reef systems are under threat and they can no longer protect the coastline as they used to, due to the fact that we have dying mangrove forests that prevents the sea from coming to take the land. And so all around the island, especially along the windward coast, we have to find the necessary capital to protect our coastline. The Caribbean Development Bank did an assessment for the THA, and that bank said that we will need at least $1 billion to protect our entire coastline, going all along the windward coast, all the way up to Charlottesville. We don't have $1 billion to do that. And so you have to understand that in protecting our coastline, we have to do some today, some tomorrow, some next fiscal, and so on. But I want to assure the people of Plymouth Blackrock that your area has been placed at the top of the priority list. And so you are going to be among the first to receive the necessary coastal works to protect your coastline. I also want to say to you that we have gone out to tender and we are close to issuing a contract to do the next phases of houses at the homes at Adventia. Now, I know you are clapping for that, but before you clap loudly, I know you clap louder when you hear this. The mandate and the instruction given to the Division of Settlements is that when they build those new sets of homes, that a significant quota of that must be retained for the people from Plymouth, Blackrock. You must be able to live in your community. Now, everybody around the island need homes, but the policy of this party, from the days when we were PDP, we have been campaigning saying that when we are doing these housing developments, they must be done in such a way that they must serve as an extension of existing communities as opposed to trying to create new communities. Meaning that we have homes at Adventia. Those must serve as an extension of the Plymouth community, Plymouth Blackrock communities, so that we're not just bringing strangers all from outside in, and those of you who live in the community don't ever get a chance at home ownership. So part of the mandate is to ensure that a significant portion of those to be built
must be retained for the people from this electoral district of Plymouth Blackrock. And so you have an opportunity, young people, young professionals, those of you who are single mothers, to have access to a home too. And you're not just sitting down in Plymouth and seeing outsiders coming in, living in nice house, and you still struggling to find roof over your head. The people of Plymouth Blackrock must get the first dibs on that development that is about to take place in Plymouth at Homes at Adventure. Third thing I want to talk to you about is that for a very, very long time, we have been having discussions, and when I say we, I mean it Tobago House of Assembly and stakeholders about what should happen for Turtle Beach. Now, I have a simple rule, and my simple rule is that the people of Tobago must continuously and forever have access to their beaches, whether for recreation, whether for fishing, but you must always have an unfettered access to your beaches. That's the policy of this government. So we will never support anything that will take away your access to your beaches. But for a very long time, perhaps since before Hocho Charles was chief sec, there have been discussions about how to develop Corland Beach area and Turtle Beach. In fact, when that road was built, going up through Corland and then coming around to Plymouth, that was built in hopes that somehow the THA would have given up the public carriageway that runs between Turtle Beach Hotel and the Hard Court. Now, again, we have a simple rule. Tobagonians must keep access to the property. And so, while we agree that the hotel there probably needs to get some development, it needs to look nicer, we need to make the area much more fitting for visitors and for locals alike. I have a fishing depot on the western side of that property, and that fishing depot not going anywhere. And so because that fishing depot not going anywhere, I can tell you that in this fiscal, the Secretary of Finance is here, the Secretary of Food Security is listening somewhere, the designs, the feasibility, the approvals, and the tendering is actually happening right now for the upgrade of the fishing depot and the fishing facility down there at Corland for the fisher folk from this area, so you can have access to clean and secured health safety rules are being applied for you to sell your fish, to ply your trade. But more than that, as we are building out the design, I said to the Secretary of Food Security, don't just give us a design. Look at what we are doing in Parlatuvier right now, and let us come up with a design that will allow for some entrepreneurship beyond selling your catch at the end of the fishing day. What do I mean by that? We have all heard about places in the Caribbean like Oystins or in St. Lucia, where you can go and get all kind of fish product, fish grilled, fish in soup, fish stew, fish fried, all kind of stuff. And we are saying, when we are fixing over that fishing depot, yes, you will have your locals fisher folk. Yes, you will have the place to fix your boat engine. Yes, you will have the place to cut up your fish. But you will also have a place where those with the sweet tan and so on could come and sell some grilled fish. You could come and buy your fish fresh, get it cooked for you fresh, and taste the best of Tobago cuisine, local seafood cuisine, right there at the Corland Beach. So that we are now changing the model of these fishing depots to allow you to sell your fish, yes, but to also engage in other entrepreneurial activity right there at the Corland Bay. So that is actually happening as we speak. Those tenders are going out as we speak. And I'm saying to the people from this district, Plymouth, Blackrock, that you have to grab those opportunities, because we have to prepare you to start earning a living outside of just what you make from getting a work by the THA. And as we go further east from the fishing depot, we have what is Tobago's first purpose-built sport facility in over a decade. I want you to think about it.
look across the last 10 years of Tobago's existence, last 10 years of the THA, and ask when last the THA built a brand new sporting facility. The first was built in our first 4 years in office. And I say in our first 4 years in office because our second 4 years in office will begin as of midnight on the 13th of January 2026. We will win the election on the 12th, and as of midnight on the 13th, we are preparing to go back into government again. And so, we have the beach sport arena right there. We have had volleyball there. We have had beach football there. We have played beach cricket and beach netball. We have had training for the national teams there. And I want to throw out a challenge to the communities of Blackrock and Plymouth and Corland. You have that facility right in your midst. I want you to start to develop your own village league. I want you to go down there when evening come and utilize the facility. The facility was not built to just look nice and then drive by and see white sand. It was built for you to use first and foremost, and then for the visitor. So just take care of the facility, and the facility is there with a management team ready and waiting for you to use it at any time you so desire. So we want to see the village councils and the sport groups in the area come up with your activities. And when they come up with your activities, just write your area rep, write the THA a little letter, ask for a little sponsorship, go around by the supermarkets in the area. I know you have some people that relatively okay. You could go down by Mel House. I think Mel is a blue house on that street. Is Certica she name? And say, Certica, we want to hold a little tournament. This is how much it going to cost. Certica got just dip in she account because she retired. And now she throwing on them big. And she had plenty grandchildren. So she go organize all you. But I'm saying to you, use the facility that's there and available to you. And in that one space, you have swimming, you have beach sport, you have our #1 turtle nesting site in the world. In that one radius, you have that. And then on top of the hill in Corland, unfortunately, the former Tobago House of Assembly gave people some lands. And you see, it pays to do the thing properly. When you do it properly the first time, you don't have problems on the back end. So they gave out these lands to public officers and to people from the area. And because they didn't get proper approvals to subdivide and so on, it was a challenge getting people their leases so that they could now own the land in the name properly. Most of the people you see they're billing by taking little from their salary every month and billing, as opposed to getting a proper loan and billing out properly. And so we are happy that when we came into office, that's one of the challenges that we worked on pretty early, and that's one of the problems that we sought to fix. In the Corland area, we also have the farmlands there, and this TPP administration is who paid the monies to ensure that WASA came and run lines there so that the farms in the area had access to running water for irrigation for their farms. That's what we did in this area. In this area as well, I know, and I want, again, for you to listen. I don't know if I got 10 meetings with Niall George, 8 of them, he talked about a Mount Hay Road. Now, I from country, so me ain't really know Mount Hay Road. And when I try to drive up there by myself, I just get lost. Especially when I'm trying to come out. When I'm trying to come out and I think I'm passing through Bethel and end up in Orange Hill. When I'm trying to come out and I think I'm coming down Mount Irving, I'm in Bethel. When I'm trying to come out and I think I got to come down to Blackrock, I'm in the next place. So me and two know the area. But I drove myself up there recently and I said, but wait, some work happened on this road. That work happened because of the advocacy of your current area representative, Mr. Niall George. And although that's a small community, we're a government that like to see about big community
and small communities and in between size communities. It's not about how large you are. Once you are a Tobagonian, we recognize that Tobago is we. And it is our job to take care of you regardless of the size of your community. So we're happy that work happened on that Mount Hay Road. Some work happened up at Fairbanks as well. Some work happened at Orange Hill. Although I drove in Orange Hill a weekend ago and I called the secretary and I said, listen to me, I see a big pothole here. The rest of the road smooth. Come and fill up this pothole. But we have been working to ensure that this community and the communities that are part of this electoral district receive adequate representation and adequate service from the Tobago House of Assembly. And I am confident that with Kern Alexis on the job, that you will continue to receive representation par excellence, that you will receive not just good representation, but you will actually receive the services that you require. And so in this area, we have to look in the next fiscal and in this next 4 years, finally getting the jetty at Plymouth fixed or rebuilt. That used to be the only jetty on the island that provided a fuel to fishers. Now there is none. One have to go back there. The Corland area will be fixed. I already talked to you about the funding from CAF. We spoke about Turtle Beach and what needs to happen there. We also did some work down in Blackrock, where there's some coastal erosion was happening at the end of those streets. So you will see some big walls and so on down there. That is to ensure we continue to protect your coastline. But Plymouth, Blackrock, Tobago, I don't want you to get fooled in this election. I don't want you to get fooled in this election. Because there may be a few things that didn't go the way you wanted it to go. And I want you to understand and appreciate that really and truly, it was outside the reach of the best of us. And I'll give you an example. The lights on the playing field in Plymouth. You know what happened to the lights? When we got to change the bulbs, because since COVID is shut down, when we got to change the bulbs, one of the poles broke and fell. And you know what we had to do? Bring down all the poles because they were rotten out at the base from sea blast. Just like everything else, PNM built it and built good. And so what we have to do is literally redo the entire lighting fixtures at the playing field. We have to go and get brand new poles, brand new lights, brand new everything. Because the whole thing corroded and fall apart. One would think that if you're putting lights in a place like Plymouth, you have to pay attention to the sea blast. You have to use materials that go stand up. You have to use the right type of lighting fixtures. But you see, when you want to do cheap work and pay big money for cheap work, so you and your friends could get some of the kickback, the community suffers on the back end. So today your field is without lights because the poles ain't good. And the poles became a risk, a hazard to the community. So we had to take it down. Because if them poles fall on any child, I don't want to have to answer for why a pole fall down and kill the child. So we took down the poles and we have begun the process to redo your lighting on the ground so that you will have first-class lighting on your playing field. And I could tell you, we brought some international cricketers here. So we had some international cricket tournaments. And there are 2 playing fields on the entire island that the people have been raving about. The cricketers. And one of those playing fields is the one right in the back there in Plymouth. Because of just the aesthetic and the view. I heard some of you and this community, every time I walk here, somebody telling me, bring back jazz in Plymouth. Somebody keeps saying, bring back jazz, they walk back their jazz in Plymouth. No, that has to be managed because in this Plymouth community, you know, getting in and out, sufficient parking can sometimes be a challenge. And if we fix the playing field, we don't want people to go on the playing field and damage the playing field so our sportsmen won't have the access. So I would say to you that the playing field may not be the best place for such an activity, but as a community, if you want to have some cultural events again, we can facilitate and find an appropriate place
in or neighboring your community that we can host such an event. I also want to give you the commitment that we will keep supporting your efforts in the Heritage Festival. But I need you to do something for me. I'm not a carnival person, so I don't wine and jam. But when I look at the long time and old time carnival in Plymouth for the Heritage, I ain't seeing no old timers. I just seen people in t-shirt whining down. And so I want to beg of you, Plymouth, that as we continue to support these cultural activities in your community, let us make them true to form and true to representation and get back some of the things that we have lost. I want to beg you, the old-time carnival is not about the biggest truck on every block. It's about how do we represent what was quintessentially Tobagonian. And if we say in Tobago is we cannot afford to lose our heritage with modernization. Some things we have to hold on to. Some things we have to preserve. And I want to beg you, the community of Plymouth, to help us preserve some of these elements, because that is a requirement. We will get back to the right self. Thank you for that. We'll get back to the right self where that is concerned. So Plymouth, Blackrock, Mary's Hill, Fairbanks, Mount Hay, where else in this district? Peace of Orange Hill, Church Street in Bethel. I want you to know that the best representative on the ticket in this election is Kern Alexis. He's the best of all the options. And we don't need to bar talk anybody. We could just lift up Kern's portfolio and profile in front of any and everybody and know that he is the best representative for this area. Kern is coming to you after being one of those public officers that worked out of the Division of Finance when they were now forming out this Capital of Paradise and all of these companies, Cassava Company and all of these companies. Granted, after they formed them in true PNM style, they do nothing with them. They do nothing with them. Thank God TPP in office. Capital of Paradise making the most money it ever making its life. And the boat limping along. Thanks to TPP. Because we just take everything PNM mash up, fix it, and bring it back for the people of Tobago to benefit from it. TPP good at that. And after January the 12th, when we see them broken hearts from losing the election, we're going to mend the broken hearts, fix them up and say, get back to your right self. No true Tobagonian will ever support PNM. If you're a true Tobagonian, there is one party that represents the ideas, the dreams, the hopes, the ambitions of Tobago, and that is the Tobago People's Party. Kern is also coming to you having experience in banking and finance. So he's a man who knows to manage money. And he's an honest man. So you don't have to be afraid to elect somebody like Kern because he has had experience in banking and finance. Kern has had experience as an entrepreneur. In fact, he's one right now. So confident he is that he was willing to leave his job a while back. He didn't leave his work for politics, no, he left his job a while back. So he could set up and run his own business as an entrepreneur. And somebody who will do that and do that successfully is somebody you can take a bet on because he understands how to manage business well, how to manage a good business. You want somebody to manage your business well, Plymouth Blackrock, Kern Alexis is the man. I want you, Plymouth Blackrock, to understand and appreciate that in this election, there are some voices. So we ain't drinking no bush tea for them fever. So whatever discussion them having down there have nothing to do with we. If in the wisdom of the government down there, CPEP and URP have to be reformed, that is Trinidad business. That is not Tobago people's business. In fact, in our business,
First, we just mind our business, go look the Secretary of Finance someplace there. We don't get releases to pay CPEP and URP for the entire fiscal year of 2026, which goes until October next year. So when they tell you we got cut out CPEP and URP, tell them we don't get CPEP and URP money released from the Ministry of Finance long time, so that everybody pay and salary done in the bag for the rest of the fiscal year. And that is because we just mind Tobago people's business. Let Trinidad mind their own business down there. We have business about them and they fight down there. That is their fight. That has nothing to do with we. Now I understand PNM's dilemma. Because if this chief secretary was a PNM chief secretary, and PNM in Trinidad decide they're going to reform CPEP and URP, then PNM Tobago would have had to just say, how high should I jump? But you see, with this chief secretary, I know who my employers are. My employers are the people of Tobago only. My instructions don't come from over 11 miles across the waters, you know. My instructions come from the people that live on this 116 square miles. And I answer to you and you only. And if the people of Tobago want us to keep CPEP and URP, CPEP and URP will be kept. As a matter of fact, they had you in CPEP and URP all these years. When they come to you with a Nancy story, tell them it's Farley and them who increased with salary in CPEP and URP and gave us a living wage. We have treated CPEP and URP workers better than any PNM administration previously. And guess what? Not a single CPEP and URP worker have to come to our meetings in order to get a salary. You realize the meeting and them just bus? They're meeting them busing because they can't force CPEP and URP workers to come to any meeting anymore. The CPEP and URP workers have made up their mind for themselves and have decided that the best political organization to take Tobago forward is the Tobago People's Party. Tobago is we. So we improved their salaries. We gave them a living wage. We improved the terms and conditions that they're working under. We stop break their tenure and ensure they can work continuously and treat them well, because we understand that the government of Tobago must treat the people of Tobago well all the time. We care about the most vulnerable among us. We care about those who are the least among us. And that's what made this party such an important political organization. Because nobody else will mind your business except a party that has as its core function and duty Tobago. We don't have to answer to no general council down in Trinidad. When we call a general council, it's only Tobago faces, Tobago names, and Tobago people that show up. When we call for nomination and we have a screening committee, it's only Tobagonians represented there. We need no instruction from nobody down in Trinidad. Our party headquarters, we just pay for our rent up in Port Mall in Scarborough. That's where our party headquarters is. It ain't no big fancy house in Trinidad that contractors give them money to build. Our Tobagonians, every time you buy a little hat and buy a little cup from the party, we just use that money and build out this organization called the TPP. This is your party. This is yours. And anytime you're unhappy with the party, all you have to do is show up in mass and remove the people who are leading the party. That's all you have to do. But them on the other side, they have to call along Trinidad and ask for permission, please. They have to call along for a political leader to come up to keep a meeting, to launch the campaign. They can't do it on their own because their bosses are in Trinidad. I have two bosses, the Most High God and the people of Tobago. And sometimes my wife is also an ex-boss. Outside of that, nobody else bossing me. And that is why we stand up for the Tobago People's Party. And last night, I tell you, don't get tricked by pretty penny, eh? Because don't be penny wise and pound foolish in this election. Because let me give you one example.
And I want Penny to answer me tonight. Under the Division of Finance, Trade and Economy, we decided as a government we must build out what is known as a development bank. When we look across our economic space, most of our businesses can't get access to financial instruments to invest in their business. And I hear some of them saying the economy bad and the economy bad, and it's because we are the economy bad. The economy bad before we got here, Imbert mash up the economy. Tobago is a microcosm of the larger economy. So if the national economy was mashed up by Imbert, you expect the Tobago one to be good? Imbert mash up the national economy. You expect the Tobago one to not suffer and struggle when most of our revenues actually come from subventions from the national government? It makes no sense. So somehow they expect the Trinidad economy to be booming or to be bad, and also to be booming. That's difficult given how our economic arrangements are. But I was saying to you, we decided post-COVID we have to develop a development bank, provide financial instruments to our businesses. Because after COVID happened, immediately Tiantec say, you owe me money, come pay up. Tiantec have this thing called a reserve capacity for industrial plants. So whether you use electricity or not, you have to pay a set sum every single month. It's not like your home rate, where if you turn off everything, unplug everything, and turn off your meter, you go pay a lower charge at the end of the month. When it comes to industrial plants, they give you a set rate, and whether you use that amount of electricity or not, you have to pay it. Most, if not all of our big hotels fell behind in payments to Tiantec. We wrote Tiantec. We begged Tiantec. We say waive the cost. It is unfair. Nobody was in the hotel. The pool was empty. They turned off the breaker box. Nobody was using electricity. Oh gosh, they need the money now to come and redevelop the plant. You know what Tiantec say? Pay with money. You know what the cabinet then said? If we give that to Tobago businesses, Trinidad businesses go want it too, so we can't give you. You know what this TPP administration did? We dip into taxpayers' money and pay the reserve capacity for our hotels. So when the business community tell the economy bad, tell them this administration have been bailing them out over and over again. And we are happy. We are happy to do it. We are very happy to do it because Tobago is we. And that includes our business community. So we are very happy to bail them out because a Tobago business cannot fail. And I remember the same P&M. They made noise because they say 2 of the hotels and them exist in Black Rock area. And we shouldn't give them no money because the owners of those 2 hotels, the owner is Trinidadian. But who working in the hotel? Tobagonians who working in the hotel. Is it communities of Black Rock and Plymouth and Cornwall benefiting from those 2 hotels? So we want partial. Once you are Tobago hotel that suffered, we made an injection for you. And then on top of that, when we went to the banks, you know, during COVID, the banks gave a waiver on your loans, a moratorium on paying your loans, because they said it's COVID, no money ain't coming in. As soon as COVID looked like it was going to finish, the bank say we owe with money. Now the tourism plants in Tobago are struggling because they had a loan to pay. They had to find money to fix up the hotel. Remember, 2 years the hotel closed. And when a building closed up for a while, things start to spoil, molding take over, things dry rotting. So they had no money to fix up the place. They had to find the money to pay the bank. They had to hire staff. And staff want their money at the end of every month. They don't want their money to sleep out. And some levels of staff must get paid weekly or fortnightly. And then on top of that, they have to buy stocks to stock up the hotel. They have to buy new sheets. They have to buy new groceries and liquor and all sorts of stuff. So the sector was in a tight jam. We said, listen, let us have a development bank. If the commercial banks cut in style on Tobago businesses, we will provide an avenue that Tobago businesses will have access to funding and to investments. The IDB, the Inter-American Development Bank, said to us, we will give you a grant of $100,000 US. a grant, not a loan. Free money we don't have to pay back. They say we will give you that money because we know it will cost some monies to actually set up this development fund. And you have to do it right so it will work. So they're giving us the money to set up the infrastructure for this development bank. All that was required from Penny, who come in and trying to tell Tobagonians who to vote for, was for her to issue a non-objection letter to the IDB. This was since about July last year. That non-objection letter is just for her to say the government of Trinidad and Tobago has no objections to you giving the people of Tobago this grant money. It's not a loan, so it will not be levied against our debt and our credit rating. It's a grant. Money that we don't have to pay. And between July last year until the deal expired, Penny refused to give us a non-objection letter because she don't care about Tobagonians. So when they see Penny, ask she why she couldn't give a non-objection letter to the people of Tobago getting a grant from the IDB. Ask her if her then Prime Minister, who is supposed to be a Tobagonian, had instructed her not to give it. Let her come clean with the people of Tobago. But don't come and tell us who to vote for when every chance you got, you stabbed us in the back because you ain't care about Tobagonians. There is only one party that care about Tobagonians, and that's the Tobago People's Party, because Tobago is we. So until Penny come and apologize and say she was wrong and explain to you why she could not give a non-objection letter, then let she stay out at Tobago people's business. This election is our business and our business alone. Don't tell us who to vote for. In fact, we don't even want you in the yard. Don't tell us who to vote for. We ain't come Trinidad to tell you in Trinidad who to vote for. Trinidadians got up and decided to vote for whoever they wanted to vote for. Here in Tobago, we are blue. Blue is the code, and blue is the only code we know. And so, when you vote for the TPP, you are voting for a government that doesn't just care about the people at the lowest level. We also care about those even in our business community. We know how difficult the national economy was. Trinidad and Tobago's economy, from the time Imbert took over to the time he left, contracted by over 17%, meaning the economy got 17% smaller than it was when he took office in 2015. He destroyed the economy. He charged you more for gasoline and then laughed in your face and said, do something about it right now, and they ain't riot yet, and giggled like a water hen about it, while at the same time not caring about how you felt. But in this election, we will not forget how you treated us and how you treated the national economy. And that's why, as a government, we did everything possible to give and give and give to the business sector to make sure they can stay afloat, to make sure they can keep their doors open. And while we were doing that, we were simultaneously keeping the flights coming to Tobago. Most of you seen big plane landing. You don't know every time that big plane land, millions of your dollars had to spend to encourage that plane to land in Tobago. That is a fact. That is to ensure the doors remain open. And then when you see we have to market the island, I was talking to a young man who said, well, I just see Rwanda and thing on sporting jerseys, on football jerseys. Why I can't say Tobago? You know how much one of that costs? Just to put the name Tobago on a jersey alone will exceed £5 million just to put it on a jersey. That is more than 3 times the total budget given for TTAL to do marketing across the entire world. So how can we compete when we have to use peanuts to attract what others are spending big monies for? That is our reality. And people must be fair about what our reality is. And that's why the game plan has to be, how do we develop all of our tourism infrastructure in the most sustainable way. We have to decide this year we will spend the money on our infrastructure, like our beach houses, like our parks, like our beaches, our hiking trails, our waterfalls. Spend the money and fix up those products 1 year. The next year, we're going to take the money and spend it on some marketing. The next year, we take the money and spend it on getting some additional flights. So in other words, we have to do things in small bites based on what our pockets can actually afford. But here is the good news. For the first time in the history of the Tobago House of Assembly, we received in excess of 4.37% of the national budget. We got 5% this year, thanks to Tomo and Notsi, who negotiated skillfully on behalf of the people of Tobago. I don't care what they say. We had PNM in Trinidad, PNM in Tobago, and the best they could have given was 4.37%. The best they could have given. If they wanted, if they didn't love us so much, why didn't give us 6.8? Why didn't give us 7? Why didn't look at we 1 year and say, Tobago, your development must come on par with Trinidad, I'm giving you 10%. The best they could have given to their brothers and sisters in Tobago was 4.37%. As the government change, as they get it behind wash, I promise not to use certain language on the platform again. As they get it behind washed in an election and the government change, guess what happened? 5% we get as opposed to 4.37%. And we have already sent the signal that we're not going down from 5%. The request from the Secretary of Finance was 5.8%, I believe. We got 5%. And I'm saying to the government, we're not going down from 5%. You could only go up from 5%. Up, up, up. And you can only go up with the Tobago People's Party, a party that is respected by the government of Trinidad and Tobago, because we stand on business, on Tobago people's business, every single time and every step of the way. And so, Plymouth BlackRock, you are not just voting for Kern Alexis. You are voting for a party that has your back. You are voting for an administration that you know will stand up for you. And I'm not going to stand there and behave as though what we have is the most perfect. There are growing pains because we are growing as a political organization. But I want to assure you that we, with all our flaws, is 10 times better than the PNM, and we're not going back there whatsoever. We're not going back there. This election is a vote for Kern Alexis from Plymouth BlackRock. This election is a vote for your sister that come out of Bethesda and went to primary school right here in Plymouth, in Zorisha Hackett. This election is a vote for the man coming down from the hills of Bethel in Darren Henry. This election is a vote for the man who will finally bury the coffin with Ansel Dennis. You know he's dead but don't want to lie down. He's going to lie down come the 12th of January when Keigon Denoon put the final nail in the coffin. This election is for Nikita Bounty Percy coming out of Bonaccord, Crown Point. This election is to the man that will continue to sting them. I mean, harvest. God, you could keep coming by me for harvest. That's the best I could offer you. But that seat will be retained by Wayne Wasp Clark in Lowlands, Lambo. This election is to the man who TPP, since we come in office, we keep ending the political careers of political leaders. The first one was Tracy. The next one is Ansel, and whoever else they send will still get their career ended. But this election is also about Nigel Tate from Patience Hill, Signal Hill. Mighty man Tatos. This election is about the only man with a proven plan for Scarborough. And this is no AI.
he ain't just go on AI and get some images. We're talking about proper plans with feasibility studies done. Scarborough, Mount Grace, Trevor James. This election is also for our first female Secretary of Food Security in the history of the Tobago House of Assembly, who will be returned as the area representative for Mason Hall, South Bagatelle, in the person of Natisha Charles Pantin. This election is also about her brother in Mason Hall, North Mariah, the person whose nickname is probably paradoxical to his actual self, Ian Whitey Pollard. Let's make some noise for Whitey. Don't worry, Dr. Rowley. Retire in peace. Your area representative, Whitey Pollard, will take care of you and business in Mason Hall, North Mariah. We're going to make sure the roads to your goat farm and them still working good. Don't hurt your head, Dr. Rowley. Relax and enjoy your retirement. Stop talk, relax. We don't want to hear you. Rest, and maybe we're going to like you after the next 5 years. But rest and make we forget what we don't like about it. Rest we. This election is also about the lady coming out from the hills of Mount St. George. She's a mighty, mighty woman. Much has been said about her, but she worked extremely hard as an area representative in the person of Megan C. Morrison for Goodwood, Mount St. George. This election is also about a deputy chief secretary who also served as secretary of health. And I want you to remember that once upon a time we used to be changing secretaries of health. Once upon a time we used to be changing every Monday morning. A new TRHA chairperson. This has been the most stable the Division of Health has ever been in a very long while. We are re-electing from Belgarden, Dr. Faith Bremner. And I want to say this. You see, all they want to interfere with ambulance and who throwing thing in what that not supposed to be in it. Don't worry. God don't sleep. We'll make sure the ambulance is working on the night of January the 12th, 2026 to carry you all smoothly and safely up to the accident and emergency ward. Because I know that is where you'll be heading. And then when we come to Roxborough, Argyle, a seat that spans from Delaford all the way down to Argyle, we have a gentleman who was a councillor and will now become the first elected area representative from out of the Delaford area in Orlando, Kerr. And of course, we have 2 more to go. And this week, later in this week, we will go by, in fact, both of them later in this week. The first of the 2 is a gentleman who probably never thought he would be in politics. You see, for some of us for a very long time knew that politics was our calling. Like myself, there was no denying that politics is something I had desired for a long time. But then there are some of us, politics called them. Shakespeare says that some people are born great and others have greatness thrust upon them. This is a young man for whom greatness will be thrust upon come January the 12th. I mean, I wasn't in the politics, but I understand his mother tried and it did not work out. His mother, unfortunately, is not here to see his ascent right now. God rest her soul. But the people of Wim, of Darrell Spring Wim, will get up and they will vote resoundingly for the Joe Field clan and for Mr. Ricky Joe Field so that We will no longer have to hear the illogical arguments of a failed minority leader. And finally, on election night, you know the thing does always start in the east. I see Sister Annette in the crowd there. Tongue people is okay. We have to leave this one for country people. You know when the revolution starts, it always to start up by we. Our east wind does always have to blow first. And yours truly is not just a little east wind. Coming as a big hurricane force wind coming down the road to pick up 14 others. So there will be 15 seats come January the 12th, 2026. All 15. This is no small wind. This big wind. Big breeze blowing now. Big people business now for a blue party because Tobago is we. Tobago is we. So now is the time to gather your auntie, gather your nanny, gather your neighbor. Gather your neighbor. No, I called Buccoo already. I don't say Ansel dead already. Keigon don't kill him off already.
You respect that.
But I want you to go out in the daytime and gather everybody. Gather every single person. Gather them, and bring them into the fold. This is a party that welcomes all and sundry. So if it was PNM yesterday or PNM this morning, you could be at TPP this evening and at TPP on January the 12th. We welcome you into our fold because Tobago is we. If you was fighting up with a purple party that look as though they are pallbearers more than anything else, I say don't bother fight up. We have enough undertakers on the island. Leave Belgrove and them to do their work. Leave Divine Solace to do their work. This election we only blue we seen. So rock and come in to the TPP. In this election, if you were a supporter of my own and our friend Mr. Duke, I'm saying to you, he's not offering himself in this election. God bless his soul. We still pray for him in this party every day. No love lost whatsoever. But we're saying to you, rock and come in. Let me make some people see black and blue in this election as we win this election. This is an election for all of Tobago to come together. This is an election for Tobago to say we started on a good course and we will not give up this course. And I want to end with this analogy. You know, there's a terrible flu going around. And I'm hoping not to get the flu. This flu strain is so terrible, it could send you in the hospital for a week, 2 weeks. You could lose weight, all kind of thing. But you know, sometimes when you get the flu, and you start to take some medication, you start to drink some bush for the flu, and you start to feel strong again, and it feels as though the flu is going away. You just put away the medication, you just put away the bush, and you just decide, I'm good to go. And you go back to life as it was, only to realize you ain't get over the flu yet. Tobago for 21 years was suffering from a disease. We start taking the bitter medicine required over the last 4 years. You know, Buckley's, it tastes awful, but it works. Sometimes to heal, we have to take that medicine that is awful so that we can heal our society, heal the land, heal our NGOs, our social institutions, and heal ourselves. And we start to heal. We start to feel stronger. The energy is coming back into the bones and into the body because we take the right medication as dosed out by the Tobago People's Party government. I don't want you to play mad and decide you're strong enough and you will go back to your old ways, because if you do that, you will relapse to a point where you may never, ever recover. You were healed through the intervention of the Tobago People's Party government. Don't go back to those who don't like you. Don't go back to those who suffered you. Don't go back to those who mistreated you. Don't go back to those who sat in Trinidad and refused to sign off simple documents so you can have access to money and funds and resources. Don't go back to those people. We are staying the course because Tobago is we, and we understand that only a Tobagonian can fix a Tobagonian problem, and that is the Tobago People's Party. I thank you for the last 4 years. I thank you for the next 4 years. We will work together and we'll continue to build out the greatest little island on the planet. Thank you and God's richest blessings.
Thank you, political leader of the Tobago People's Party and Chief Secretary of the THE. Plymouth.
Good night again. We are here in Plymouth, close to the Plymouth Anglican School, and we have just concluded our political meeting. Our political leader just concluded his presentation, on fire as usual. But I just want to go through what transpired here tonight. We heard from the candidate and area representative for Bethesda, Golden Lane. We heard from the prospective candidate, Darren Henry. He's a prospective candidate for Bethel. We also heard from Kern Alexis, who is the prospective candidate for Plymouth Blackrock. And of course, our political leader just concluded the meeting.
Yes, our political leader did yeoman service on very many topics in relation to this district directly. He began by speaking about the erosion that's encroaching on the football field at the moment, and plans are in place to deal with that, because we know in that part of the island we also have the famous Fort King James. So we need to make a decided, a concerted effort to prevent that landslide from encroaching further. He also spoke about lease arrangements and housing arrangements, ensuring that persons in this community, because if you notice, Mrs. Roberts, that in Tobago, a lot of the islands are land-strapped and land-bound, but in this community, as the housing development ideas come on board, we have options. Persons living here could reside here with the new housing plans coming on board, yeah?
Yeah, he also spoke about the Corland Beach facility. That's a new facility that costed us about $12.5 million. He encouraged the persons in the community to utilize that facility and not wait on only the government to utilize the facility, because Tobago is we.
Correct.
These facilities were not built for the THA, but communities to take advantage of. So he encouraged that. Also, he spoke about what we are going to do next in Adventure. We will be constructing some more housing units, and he did indicate that persons from this community will have first call on acquiring a new home in those communities. Also in Corland, there's a farmland development there, and we did some work in terms of WASA, inputting the water lines so farmers can have access to ready pipe-borne water supply for their farmlands.
Beautiful. There's also the Corland fish facility. Over the years, there have been concerns whether they'll be relocated. And we know the fishermen in this part of the island, they really enjoy that space, and he's given them the assurance that they would remain there. He also spoke at length about persons having access to the beach, and that access not being surrendered in the name of development, because Tobagonians take it very passionately, the ability to go to the beach and relax and enjoy yourself. So there's a lot that came out tonight. It's really an energized audience here this evening. All the speakers did well. What your thoughts?
Fantastic. They were actually fantastic. I'm very proud of Darren Henry and Kern Alexis tonight. I think as they speak each night, they're getting better and better. I'm very, very proud of them. I think they will represent Tobago very well come January 13th, 2026.
And yes, being in Plymouth and hearing the Kern Alexis story was really refreshing, seeing that he made sacrifices for Tobago, not necessarily the TPP in the first instance, but his love for Tobago drove him to make those sacrifices. So I think Plymouth, Blackrock, and all those other little villages around are blessed to have somebody like Kern representing or as their prospective candidate going forward.
Definitely. I don't know if you heard, but also Zorisha indicated that he was instrumental in her getting into politics. So he's not necessarily a newbie to this, because he was the one on the ground when both Zorisha and Niall got into politics. I just want to touch on the Tobago Development Bank.
Yes.
We had to rename it the Tobago Development Fund. Right. And that is under my purview at the Division of Finance. It's an institution that will help Tobagonians. Our economy really has been struggling, but we have continued to invest in small, medium, and even micro enterprises in Tobago. But we cannot seem to feel the touch. But we have a new institution coming on board that is more strategic, that will offer products and services that are targeted for the Tobago business sector, and to help us stimulate the economy so that we can actually feel what the government is doing for businesses in Tobago.
And I think somewhere in there, your legacy will be birthed, because I know the skill that you bring to Tobago. And you know, Alexis spoke to professionals really investing back into Tobago. And I'm really proud to know that people like yourself who have options have chosen to work for Tobago.
Yes, well, it's really challenging at times, but you know, serving Tobago, I have 3 children here in Tobago, and serving Tobago for me feels very rewarding at times. Most times, actually, the challenges do come. Kern did indicate that leadership and representation can be very challenging. Indeed it is, but it's also a rewarding experience to give back to your communities. But son, Brother Sonny, I want to go to what's happening tomorrow for political meetings.
Okay, so tomorrow we're having 2 meetings, because you recognize that during the time of the recent activities prevented us from really doing all the meetings we wanted to do. So tomorrow we'll be jumping out at 5:30, and that meeting would be held at a vacant lot in Bagatelle number 2.
Yes.
That meeting is the meeting that covers the Panting district. The prospective candidate is Natisha Charles Panting.
Yes.
And the second meeting jumps out at 7:30. Where's that one going to be?
I think it's by James Street Junction in Goodwood. So at 7:30 we will be in Goodwood, and we will be here as well. We want to have some interviews with those persons who will be visiting the political meetings and being a part of it. We'll be also sharing with Tobago some of the achievements of this administration over 4 years.
Yes.
You know, 4 years have passed so quickly. It has been really, really a tough time managing Tobago, but we want to show Tobago, despite the challenges, what are some of the achievements that this administration has made to Tobago over the last 4 years.
And I think that's one of our challenges. We are too humble sometimes. We don't boast about the things we do.
Because we're supposed to do them. Tobago is we.
Correct. But you know, and on Wednesday, the meeting promises to be a cracker. This one goes to Wim.
Okay.
This one goes to a place that used to be a PNM stronghold.
Okay,
But in this dispensation and in this election, we know that that is going to change. And so the week is a promising week, it's a vibrant week, and I hope that we could really get to all these meetings. Those of you who are looking on, keep in touch with the program so you could be able to attend the meetings live. But if not, we are here at Blue Wave Media.
Yes, so you know you are my fantastic, I didn't even call you a co-host, I'm calling you the host.
Partner
the fantastic host. I am Petal Ann Roberts.
And Sonny Craig, your partner.
Partner on the Blue Wave Media. And we are wrapping up here tonight. Thank you for joining us. I will see you tomorrow. We have 2 meetings, one at 5:30 in Bagatelle, and at 7:30 we'll be in James Street, Goodwood. Thank you very much and good night.
They can't test the job. We the maddest thing in our festival. You can't miss the flag. I prefer a mask, miss me than I miss a mask. But then I fully charge.
The proceeding was a paid political announcement.
For 10 years, Pulse 89.5 FM has been the beat that moves Tobago. From the latest hits to the voices of the community, we bring the island's rhythm to life. Every day, every hour. Stay locked to Pulse 89.5 FM, the beat of Tobago. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram and stream us worldwide on the TuneIn app.